Hi, I'm Scott Combs. This is Martial Arts Explorer, a video podcast series where we examine functional self-defense techniques as revealed in classical martial arts of all styles. Knife hand techniques are common in classical forms and traditionally interpreted as strikes or blocks. This time we're looking at a double knife hand down counter. These are traditionally taught as low blocks, but classical thought provides another way to think about them. If we look at the hand motion going from high to low and assume the high hand position is significant for the interpretation and not just a chamber position, we can achieve a totally new perspective on our interpretation. Let's go to the dojo floor.
Thanks, Scott, and thanks everyone for joining us. We're looking at another takedown today, and we're looking at two knife hands, and we're working at a downward angle. Now, one important note is that this move can be done from a lot of different positions. We're going to go over that a little bit later after I show you the technique. Tom's going to join me here. And this one's a little interesting because it's done quick and it's done without a whole lot of touching up until the very end. But my motion is very much popping in and down. And this particular motion actually happens in P22 Nidan for us, one of our forms, whereas you're facing forward and it turns and drops this way. That step works out perfectly for this. Tom reaches in with one hand. No matter what he's doing, all I'm going to do is react to this, and I'm going to step on the inside of him. Now, we have to beat the punch on this, or I have to react to it. All right? I'm going to assume I'm going to beat the punch on this one because the setup is much easier to explain for now. Because I want his weight standing upwards, maybe even slightly forward. I'm going to step in here, and I start to block this, but I'm not going to start pulling or moving him very much. This hand is going to swing up and around, and I want my body weight to start moving. I'm going to start to turn here. As I do this, this hand is going to come up and grab, but it could also come up and club him in the back of the head, which worked great as I start to move in. As I come up, I twist, turn, and I'm going to pull through. Now I have to be moving a little bit to do this. So as it comes in, turn, reach and spin. It happens nice and quick. It moves through very easy, and it's not a real hard throw to take. There's not a lot of pressure on the floor. It's a nice spin off. Now, one mistake is you react to this, and right now if I start grabbing and I start to try and pull him around, all right, it's much harder to do. And if he were to have any balance step at all, his feet are going to catch it. He's going to start walking with me. All right? If he starts to do that, I'm going to have to muscle this too much. It's not going to be worth my time or my effort. He's going to end up hitting me or hurting me some other way. So make sure when this happens, I start to move on the inside of this, make a nice big motion, loop this around. You would strike, pull through. And I'm just turning and dropping into a nice horse stance, dropping my weight and pulling across. And it looks very much like the motion I talked about, two knife hand strikes coming down. Now I also said you could use this from a lot of positions. It looks a lot like this motion here. If you have a jump spin move in your forms, I come this way. That grab could be the same thing. If I was coming in here, there would be that jump turn motion, all right? So when we look at different ways to interpret a form, remember to look at your forms and apply it to as many different positions as you can. Find one that sets up very nicely and works very well for you. All you want to do is use your forms as reminders of self-defense moves. We're not saying this is the only move for that position. We're saying this is one cue to remind you to practice this type of position, this type of setup. When we get to class, let them give it a try. All right, we're going to look at P22 Nidan, the step turn, drop the double knife hands that we like to use. And we're going to work this as a quick takedown. Now, one important note, when someone's attacking, this just makes it so much easier if you do this in your same foot, same hand forward, all right? If you're switched up, it's a whole lot more work. You sometimes have to position weight a little bit different. So when he's this way, now it could be a grab, it could be a push, it could be a finger pointing, it could be any of these setup moves. All you want to do is have weight coming forward, and I'm just going to spin to the inside. Remember, it's a nice little motion like this, where all I'm doing is rolling around it. As I roll around this hand, all right, I reach up and grab. I'm going to go ahead and finish this. We'll do it one time for you guys. So we set up, we pull around and through. And I hold onto his arm. I keep his body up so he doesn't slam real hard. And then I just drop right into my horse stance. All right, so protect your partner and keep your balance. Go ahead, guys. Okay, if he's coming this way, you're going to throw him that way. All right, so you're going to come in this way and hook behind. Go ahead, you do it. All right, hook behind. Now put this foot over by that foot over there. Good, not in front, on the inside. All right, drop and turn, big. Nope, don't move both feet. You don't want to walk around. You want to step in, drop step, now grab about right here and just pull around and through. Okay, so drop step and then apply weight and pressure around and through. Good, okay? That's the idea. Now, he was a little stiff and stuff because if you start to put weight on someone early, they start to resist. And once they start to resist, pretty soon they're going to start just to walk with you. So the more you can go ahead and step in, start my turning motion. I haven't really applied any pressure yet, and now accelerate them. You get it? Because that's what you're doing is you're making a circle and you're making him accelerate on the outside of that faster than he can move, and then you're just guiding him down to the ground. Okay? Give it another try. I want you guys to take a big step back for staying camera range. Not bad, there you go. Now step your other foot. You sort of stepped here and then you had to step in again and you got tight to the opposite side. Go ahead and step across your body and grab and turn across. Yep, step to his other foot. There you go. Now drop. It's getting better, very good. One thing that's going to help, go ahead and cross step a little more on her. Instead of coming in and stepping toe to toe and then here, I'm very locked up. If I can come in and step cross foot toe to toe and then reach, and I'm going to get all the way around and now accelerate and pull. That was better. There you go. Now you want to remember, this move takes some practice. And when you go ahead and you start that practicing, start nice and slow. Cross step in, bring the hands up to where you want them, drop step one motion, grab, twist them down, and then you slowly make it more and more fluid, a little faster, and you'll be able to get it and you'll be able to drive that body weight around. Now there's a couple nuances to this as you do it, and you'll discover them as you go. If you have experience with the throwing arts, this will be easy to do, okay? It'll be nothing for you to practice. Just find a partner who already knows this motion and can teach it to you. If not, keep trying it. You'll figure it out and it'll work. Now, one thing to remember is I talked about what happens with the backhand. Now, there's a lot of what ifs, and don't be a gold belt going, well, what if he kicks me? What if he falls down? What if he throws a backhand punch? Start easy and deal with this first hand coming in and throws motion. And then from there, you can play what if he throws the backhand. You block, you reshift weight, and then you can work the same motion. Always remember, you need to adjust their weight as they move in and out for you. Thanks for joining us. Back to Scott.
You'll need a lot of space to practice this throw. Be careful. You don't want to injure your partner, and we're not responsible for any injury or destruction of furniture. The break fall for this throw is relatively easy. I just roll out of it. We love getting email from you. Send it to explorer@martialartsexplorer.tv. For Martial Arts Explorer and Michael Kleinepier, I'm Scott Combs.